All right, let's focus on another province now. And it seems like the DA is going to retain many of the Western Cape's municipalities. This, of course, is according to eNCA projections. At around 5 o'clock, the DA was leading with 51.81%. Let's get the very latest. Ayesha Ismail joins me from Cape Town. Ayesha, talk to me about how many of the votes have been counted in the province and what the latest regarding results is.
So, Sally, 77% of the results have already come in, and what we know is that of the 25 municipalities, there are 14 hung councils. Now, the DA won an outright majority in 7 of these municipalities. Now, just let me give you an example. In Theewaterskloof, the DA has got 11 seats, the ANC 8, and Good 3. So the question here is, given that there are 14 hung councils, are we going to see coalitions being formed? But who is going to form, a coalition with whom? Because if we look at the DA, and I'm going to use the example again of Theewaterskloof, where the DA has 11 seats, will they form a coalition with Good? Or will Good form a coalition with the ANC? Because the ANC has 8 and Good has 3. So we'll have, if the two of them form a coalition, we'll have the DA with 11 and the ANC and Good also making up 11. So it's going to be very interesting to see how all these, horse trading, how that's going to pan out after tomorrow, or whether the DA is going to, take a decision and say, we will rather stay in opposition and not form alliances or coalitions with anybody. But of course, we're still waiting for that big Cape Metro result to come in.
It's interesting what you're giving us the example of Theewaterskloof with 11 votes or 11 seats for the DA, 8 for the ANC, 3 for Good. And as let's not forget that the Good Party is Patricia de Lille's party, and she had a very bitter falling out with the Democratic Alliance. So it will be interesting to see if they can mend fences or not. They say there are no permanent enemies, no permanent friends in politics, just interests. So it will be very interesting to see who is able to make friends. What are you hearing about the city of Cape Town? Is it matching up to the DA expectations, or are they likely to get less than 2016?
Well, when I spoke to the Premier of the Western Cape earlier today, he was confident that the DA will retain the, the city of Cape Town. But, it's common knowledge by now that the DA has lost ground, but the ANC has also lost significant support in this province. But again, we're going to have to wait for the Cape Metro results to come in, and normally those results are the last ones to come in.
Yeah, it's interesting because, of course, in 2016, the DA did so very well, and you'll correct me, but my notes are that the DA won 66% of the Cape Town metropole, the ANC 24%, the EFF 3%, and the ACDP 1%. We've also seen this party, the Patriotic Alliance, making significant inroads. Tell us a little bit more about some of those smaller parties, Ayesha.
Well, you just pointed out the Patriotic Alliance, and then there's also the Cape Coloured Party, there's also the Cape Exit Party. So although some of the bigger parties told people not to go out and vote for the smaller parties when they were saying you will be wasting your vote, it now shows that quite a significant number of people did go out and vote for these smaller parties, and the bigger parties may have to end up in coalition with the smaller parties to make up the numbers.
Am I right, though, that at the moment there's no sign at all that the DA will not retain its majority? It is very likely to retain its majority in Cape Town?
Sally, I think that at this stage we can, judging from the results that have come in so far, the DA will retain the city of Cape Town.
All right, well, we wait to hear all those results. And of course, we will hear more from the IEC at the top of the hour. Ayesha Ismail coming to us live from Cape Town. Thank you very much for that update.